A contestant on The Voice managed to make not one, but two coaches shed some tears with a touching performance during the playoffs. Jeremy Belote performed his version of Josh Groban's The Impossible Dream, The Quest, on the November 25 episode of the show, which really connected with Snoop Dogg and Reba McEntire. He did it in honor of his two late brothers who each died from addiction, which he opened up about prior to his performance. "This is just a monumental moment for me to be able to stand here and sing this song," Belote told Simone Biles, who was Snoop Dogg's playoff advisor for the episode, during practice. He noted the song has meaning because his brothers didn't really have the opportunity to chase their dreams. "I can't go home yet because I'm representing us all," he added. "Music heals. It's the thing that brings everybody together," Snoop said. The singer from Memphis then knocked it out of the park with a performance that blew away all of the coaches. "That is one of my favorite performances so far," Michael Bublé said. "It's so beautiful. You're such an amazing singer," Gwen Stefani said. The song hit McEntire especially hard. "I haven't been that touched listening to anybody sing until you," she said, clearly choked up. "You have got a voice that penetrated my heart. It really got me. I could see you on Broadway. I'm gonna come see you when you're there. You're so good." Snoop was also overwhelmed. "I'm over here shedding tears of joy. You made me feel like I was sitting at a real Broadway play. I'm crying, and I don't care because my seat next to me, she's crying. So I guess that's okay to cry," he said. "There's something about the way you make me feel. Jeremy, you're blessed in disguise. I'm so thankful to have you on my team, and I'm thankful to be able to hear you sing," Snoop added. Belote's performance catapulted him into the semifinals. It's also not the first time Snoop has been moved to tears on The Voice. Earlier this month, he cried after contestant Austin Stansel explained he would be singing Luther Vandross' Dance with My Father in honor of his own father, who had died 1 year earlier. A week later, during the knockouts, Snoop fought back tears while trying to choose whether singer Michaela Ahira, Tora Blake, or Chris Dio would advance to the next round. "And I'm supposed to be strong right now. I'm supposed to make you all strong. But this is how you're affecting me," he said. "I love each and every one of you. Just like my daughters up there, man, that's what this feels like. I'm sitting here with my daughters, and they've got to go to college, and I got to send 2 of them off, and 1 gets to stay home." The rapper ultimately chose Ahira, who went home during the playoffs round the following week. These are the top 8 singers on The Voice. The Voice is finally entering the live portion of the competition. For the past few months, the fate of the singers competing on season 26 has been in the hands of voice coaches Reba McEntire, Snoop Dogg, Gwen Stefani, and Michael Bublé. Now, as the coaches officially whittled the competition down to a top 8 Tuesday night, the outcomes will be up to viewers at home. The top 8 singers will compete in the live semifinals December 2, with the voting results narrowing that down to a top 5 on December 3. Ahead of the semifinals, here's a breakdown by team of the top 8 singers. Related. A country singer abruptly dropped out of The Voice. What happened? A singer has unexpectedly dropped out of The Voice, again. Who are the top 8 singers on The Voice 2024? Considering his audition was a one-chair turn, Adam Bohannon has defied the odds by landing in The Voice semifinals. McEntire was the only coach to turn around for Bohannon following his performance of Mark Broussard's Home, meaning that the 40-year-old singer from Minneapolis, Minnesota, landed on her team by default. McEntire was visibly excited to get Bohannon, who said he enjoyed Motown-style music and described his sound as dirty soul, on her team. Related? The surprising relationship between Kelly Clarkson and Reba McEntire. If she sees and hears something in you, I feel like she's best for you. She's going to take you where you need to go, Snoop Dogg told Bohannon during the audition. To secure his spot in the semifinals, Bohannon performed Chris Stapleton's Think I'm in Love with You. Other performances have included Black Puma's Colors and Teddy Swim's Lose Control. Danny Joseph has been a strong contender on The Voice from the start of the season, with all 4 coaches fighting over him following his rendition of Screamin' Jay Hawkins' I Put a Spell on You during the blind audition round. Michael Bubble used his block button to prevent Snoop Dogg from snagging Joseph for his team, and Gwen Stefani called the 37-year-old singer one of the strongest, most secure singers she's heard this season. But in the end, the singer from London, who now lives in Dallas, opted to go with McEntire. The country star was quick to remind Joseph that she is the defending champion on the show. Reba McEntire gets birthday love from Salt Lake City and gives fans a slew of reasons to celebrate. "You've got an amazing range and a very powerful voice," McEntire said. "I'm very competitive and I work real hard, and I'll help you any way I can." To secure his spot in the semifinals, Joseph performed Marvin Gaye's I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Other performances have included Susan Tedeschi's It Hurt So Bad and James Brown's It's a Man's World. For a while, it looked like Christina Eagle's time on The Voice was going to be short-lived. But during the final seconds of her performance of Lainey Wilson's Wildflowers and Wild Horses, Snoop Dogg ended up turning around and getting Eagle on his team by default. McEntire said she didn't turn for Eagle, a 23-year-old singer from North Carolina, because she could sense some nerves that affected the performance. But the country music legend said she was excited to get to know Eagle better, and Stefani complimented the singer's energy. But Snoop Dogg had the most enthusiastic response for Eagle. "There was so much excitement going on I had to see it. I was hearing it, but I wanted to see it. That's what I'm in it for. I'm in it for the spirit of it, and what I can do to help, to add on. I don't want perfection, I want what you are." Now, after a few rounds of competition, Eagle has defied the odds as a one-chair turn and landed a spot in the semifinals. Other performances have included McEntire's Fancy, Gretchen Wilson's Redneck Woman. For Jeremy Belote, The Voice is about a lot more than trying to make it in the music industry. Following his performance of Giveon's Heartbreak Anniversary, which led all 4 voice coaches to fight for a chance to get Belote on their team, the 25-year-old singer from Memphis told the coaches that he lost his brothers and father to addiction, and that being on the show provides him a glimmer of happiness. "Every time I get phone calls, it's just like bad news, so when I found out about The Voice I was like, I can finally relay good news to my family, so here we go," he said. "I've written some of my best records in pain, and that's the best time to be expressive, and you showed that," Snoop Dogg said. "We did not know what you were going through when you were singing." Bubble said that Belote has a tremendous gift and joked that the singer's voice was so good that he wanted to lip-sync to it at his own concerts. In the end, Belote ended up selecting Bubble as his coach, but his time with the pop singer ran out during the knockout round. Snoop Dogg didn't want to see the singer go home, though, and ended up stealing Belote for his own team. Snoop Dogg continued to advocate for Belote during the next round of the competition, pushing him through to the live semifinals. Other performances from Belote have included Josh Groban's The Impossible Dream and Bruno Mars' Just the Way You Are. Sydney Sterlace had all of the coaches' interest the minute she took the Voice stage for the first time. Following her performance of Olivia Rodrigo's Driver's License, all 4 coaches were shocked to learn the singer from New York was only 15, and they quickly started to battle over who would get to coach her. Stefani went first, playing up the fact that she has performed with Rodrigo at Coachella. "It took me a minute to push my button because it was so unbelievably close to her tone," Stefani said, adding that as Sterlace's coach, she would help the teen develop her own style. "That's why this show is so amazing, because it's like a boot camp. You will learn so much so quickly." Bubble recalled how he got to work with Tony Bennett, one of his musical heroes, and found himself initially imitating Bennett's style. "We stand on the shoulders of the people that we love, and then we find ourselves, he said. And I love that one of us is going to get to be a part of watching you find yourself. Snoop Dogg was arguably the most enthusiastic coach. He was so excited about Sterling's performance that he couldn't even sit still in his chair. You captivated me like I was in church, the rapper said. You made me move, you made me get up. I haven't heard anybody that sounds as good as you. But in the end, it wasn't really a hard decision for the teenager. I've had my heart set on Gwen this whole time, she said. Sterling has remained on Stephanie's team throughout the competition. Other performances have included Taylor Swift's Betty, Lewis Capaldi's Bruises, and Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather. Also, Dan had his pick of Stefani and Bubble for his coach, following his performance of Brandy's Almost Doesn't Count. Going with Stefani was a no-brainer. Stefani didn't even wait for Dan to choose a coach before offering him advice and providing him with on-the-spot coaching. She had Dan start his song over and helped the 29-year-old singer from New Jersey pay more attention to his facial expressions and make eye contact with his audience. By the time it was over, Bubble said he couldn't compete with Stefani, who had just in a matter of seconds improved Dan's performance. Dan went with Stefani and has remained on her team throughout the competition. Other performances have included Kansas' Dust in the Wind, Stevie Wonder's For Once in My Life, and Miley Cyrus' Angels Like You. So Fromiyo Vasquez had an instant chair turn from all four coaches with his rendition of Mary J. Blige's I'm Going Down. Stefani called it a Grammy performance, while McEntire said the singer from the Philippines had the whole package. I could not hit my button fast enough, McEntire said, noting that she believed Vasquez could help her get back-to-back wins as a voice coach. Your soulfulness touched my heart. Although Snoop Dogg told Vasquez to get in where you fit in and pursue more soul music with him as his coach, Vasquez ultimately connected most with Bubble. The home singer got emotional as he talked about his love for the Filipino people and how proud he believed Vasquez would make them. I think you're going to help me win this competition, he said. Now Vasquez is in the semifinals and well on his way to making that prediction come true. Other performances from Vasquez have included Roy Orbison's Crying, Chaka Khan's Through the Fire, and Celine Dion's The Power of Love. Shai has been a strong contender from the start of the season, since she auditioned with Five for Fighting's Superman, It's Not Easy. Following that performance, all four coaches threw themselves in the ring for a shot to work with the 17-year-old from Long Island, New York. Your voice is like butter, McEntire said, adding the not-so-subtle reminder that she won this past season of The Voice as a coach. I just loved it. I need to, seriously pray for a minute, Stefani added, because I've not been this excited so far this season for an artist. God gave you that gift. Despite the high praise from Stefani, Shai ended up selecting Bubble, who complimented her voice and vocal range, to be her coach. She has remained on his team throughout the competition. Other performances from Shai have included Katy Perry's The One That Got Away, One Direction's Story of My Life, and Justin Bieber's Love Yourself. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel Jaxcey N24. Thank you for watching.